frozen face. And this is an amazing thing that she did on Chris Matthews the other day. The way you go into a show called Hardball and expect something else than Hardball. At this point, any political operative who does not understand what Chris Matthews will do to you when you go on his show. Chris Matthews is Chris Matthews. You can be a fan of the guy or not. I'm not here to judge the man. I'm just saying, you know what you're going to get. He's going to get in your face. He's going to get under your lid. It's what he does. And I don't think he really cares what side of the aisle you come from. That's what he does. And he basically put the full court press on Michelle Bachmann, and then later on, for the more sympathetic Fox network, she went on and cried her little tears to Bill O'Reilly, a wonderful humanitarian. And other Republicans were sticking up for her all over America. Well, she was tricked. He tricked her. And I listened very carefully to the Chris Matthews interview, and also I downloaded the transcript and I read it. And basically, yeah, he was trying to get her to talk, but she walked herself right into it. She was not tricked. And so when she starts calling people anti-American, or their views anti-American, which is in fact calling someone anti-American, it takes us back to those wonderful times in the 50s in the last century when we think of McCarthyism. And none of us were alive for that, and even if we were, we probably wouldn't have been all that into it then. It also smacks of the bringing back of the 1798 Alien and Sedition Acts, which there are four, I believe, at least four, one of which was called the Naturalization Act, which said that when you come from a foreign land and become an American, you will have to be here for 12 to 14 years or more before you can become a citizen. And that you will come here and you will make a family, you will work your butt off in the American way, and you'll buy your house and you'll make a foundation here in this country, a real investment in your life in this country. And at any time the government can say, we're taking it all away, and you're going to go back to Spain. Fuck you. And then they also have a thing called the Alien Friends Act, which basically said, if at any time we think you are an enemy of the state, we will send you away. Also the Alien Enemies Act, which said if we are at war with your mother country, we can send you back there anytime we want. Which would be really awful for people like from Cuba who come here for freedom. And then if we're going to drop a bomb on Cuba, that would be a war that would take about half an hour to decimate all those people. But I'm just saying, they can send these people back to Cuba or to any place where we have a disagreement. And so that if we get into it with Iran, there's a lot of really wonderful people from Iran who live in America now. They are in fact Americans, and they're a massive contributive part to this country. And if you send them back just because we're having an argument with that country, that kind of sucks. There's also a thing called the Sedition Acts, which basically said if you make fun of the government, if you say something that is false or insulting to the government, a lie, you can be considered a criminal. And that puts a lot of people who want to have a joke about the government. One of the freedoms that we enjoy here, you can put Bush is a douchebag on your t-shirt and walk around with it. You can say McCain all the way, and you can put that on your t-shirt and you can walk around with it because we enjoy that freedom. And all these four acts came in under John Adams, and I think they were kind of rolled away by the great Thomas Jefferson, who kind of held up the First Amendment and said, are you fucking kidding me? No, these people came here, they're working their asses off. I too, all these people, we are immigrants, we're coming here, you can't do that. And as far as knocking the establishment, ooh, knock it more, because it keeps the blood thin, it keeps the heart rate up, it's healthy. That's why I'm not into censorship. I don't want Rush Limbaugh to stop. No one twists my arm to make me listen to him. Long may he wave. He is his own worst problem. He's certainly not mine. So it's like when people have a problem with homosexuality, no one is going to make you be gay. And so if you men have a problem with some man waving his private parts in your general area and saying, hey, how about a date? It's not like someone's going to straight arm you into that relationship. You have an option. You can say, no thanks, I shop over here. So there is all that, and it is an interesting thing when this woman starts saying, well, let's have an investigation to see if there's anyone in government offices who has anti-American thoughts, who's anti-American. I say, I want to walk shoulder to shoulder with the great Ms. Bachmann, and let's do that. And let's take every fucking corporation in this country that takes any of their money, not one fucking penny of the money that they get from American sales, and sends it over to the Cayman Islands or Dubai or anywhere else and deprives America of taxing those dollars to make things better, they should be considered anti-American. I mean, what do you need in this country? Do not want to have, you're going to have to pay some taxes. It says that whole we the people thing. And I I know that makes you sound like a socialist or a communist, but what do you need to have happen in your town? A fucking bridge collapse before you see that you're going to need some money in the kitty? Oh, anyway. So if you want to play the un-American game, I say, my dear, let's go. Because I'll be right with you. If you want to see who's un-American, let's start shaking that tree and see which motherfuckers